welcome back to the David67 YouTube Celtic News channel. Today's video going to be a refresher on players Celtic are said to be closely following. Sydney Van Hooijdonk, currently playing for Bologna in Italy, but said to be surplus to requirements. Sydney Van Hooijdonk has been a player rumoured to be coming to Celtic off and on since the summer. In the summertime, Celtic were said to be considering an offer of 5 to 6 million for him, but Bologna decided to keep him in the squad and try and increase his first team games. However, that hasn't really borne out. Bologna have been led very successfully up front by Joshua Zirkzee, a fellow Dutch under-21 international. And so currently Van Hooijdonk, whose contract is up in about 18 months' time, has been primarily playing as an unused sub. Sometimes coming off the bench, and has had only 3 starts in his 10 games this season in all competitions for Bologna. There was some speculation that Van Hooijdonk was going to be kept at the club throughout the next few months to the end of the season due to injury crisis, but that now seems to be a rumour that's gone away. There's a lot of speculations that Zirkzee is on his way to the English Premier League, with Man United and Arsenal both keen to sign him. However, Bologna have categorically said that Zirkzee is not for sale at any price, and they are in the process of bringing in a young Argentinian striker, Santiago Castro from Vélez Sarsfield, and Chris Bedia, an Ivory Coast striker from Servette in Switzerland. And Van Hooijdonk is said to be surplus to requirements. The stories this morning from several Italian football sources online are that Van Hooijdonk will be starting the next game for Bologna, as Zirkzee is in danger of missing games through suspension, and then Van Hooijdonk will be available for transfer, and Celtic are the prime target currently for him. And that the transfer of Van Hooijdonk will go through in the second half of the January transfer window. And of course, it would appear that Rocco Vata, our under-18 star, is going the opposite way. And the indications are the transfer fee may be around about 5 million for Van Hooijdonk, which seems entirely reasonable. Now, going to pop in a little highlight reel for Van Hooijdonk, around about 3 minutes, and then we'll finish off with a quick analysis and update on his stats in his career so far. So hopefully you enjoyed that 3.5 minutes of highlights of Sydney Van Hooijdonk. Full version is available through the Ultras FC TV site on YouTube, and there are several other highlight reels and scouting reels available on YouTube, and they are very interesting to watch. So, just a quick recap of his stats. He is 23 years old currently, will be 24 in a couple of weeks' time. 2 under 21 caps for Holland. His contract is up in about 18 months. His transfer valuation on transfermarket.com is going down steadily, and so for that reason, Bologna are very likely to want to cash in on him soon. He's had a not too successful time in Bologna since his transfer there from NEC Breda. His career at Bologna is 15 games, 1 goal, and this season 3 starts, 7 times as a used sub, and 1 goal in the Italian Cup. However, looking at his record in Dutch football for NEC Breda, 70 games, 23 goals, 4 assists, and for Heerenveen when on loan, 54 games, 26 goals and 2 assists. And so a very successful career in Dutch football, and that really would equate well to him having similar success in Scotland. Also, in his case, the happy happenstance that his dad, Pierre Van Hooijdonk, was a great player for Celtic, scored a lot of goals in the good old days at Celtic. Did leave Celtic under a cloud, rather, but however, was a great player for Celtic and was one of my favourites of that time. So, looking at that highlights reel, obviously a player of great power, 6'2", is remarkably quick for a player of his height. Also good at the ball, his feet, is able to drive down the wide, drive through the middle, is able to use both feet, penalty taker, very good in the air, and also a strong player for holding the ball up. And I think all these are very key factors for him at Celtic. I can easily see Van Hooijdonk and Kyogo playing as a 1-2 partnership up front, either on a regular basis or as an option late in the game if Celtic are chasing a win or a goal to get back on level footing. Can easily see Van Hooijdonk being a very regular starter, alternating with Kyogo, with O as our backup. Also with Van Hooijdonk, it does give us the option of playing a long ball, with Van Hooijdonk holding the ball up for Kyogo, Palma, Maeda, Abada, O'Reilly, McGregor, etc. to come on to. And I think it does actually give Celtic a lot of flexibility, kind of going back to the flexibility we had before with Odsonne Edouard. He was also able to play that more target man role. I think O has been bought to play that role, but hasn't really fully settled himself into Scottish football. Although I dare say if O was given regular starts week in, week out, and the Celtic team learned how to play best to his talents rather than playing best to Kyogo's talents, I think O would also be a great player for Celtic up front, or a good player for Celtic up front. Also think with the particular talents of Luis Palma that he would be a very good player for serving Van Hooijdonk balls into feet and in the air to exploit Van Hooijdonk's excellent finishing skills and excellent ability in the air. So, as I've said before in previous videos, when rumours were coming and going regarding Van Hooijdonk. I think he would be an excellent player to come to Celtic. I think obviously with the family link to his dad's time at Celtic, again, coming to Celtic won't be a particular issue for him. He is said to be very keen to leave Bologna and get his career kick-started again. At 23, going on 24, he's obviously got many years ahead of him, and I can easily see him taking over from Kyogo as the number one over the next year or two and becoming a big star and big goal scorer for Celtic. So I really hope that the stories coming out of Italy this morning are true, and that after the next game for Bologna, then Celtic and Bologna can settle down, negotiate the move of Rocco Vata to Bologna, and swapping Sydney Van Hooijdonk coming to Celtic. We would be delighted to see what your own thoughts are in the comment section regarding Sydney Van Hooijdonk coming to Celtic. And if you haven't already have been watching this video, do consider clicking that like button and clicking the subscribe button as well. Pushing up the numbers past 300 would be brilliant for this transfer window. So just a wee bit of a little addendum at the end of the video. The Nicholas Kuhn transfer from Rapid Vienna to Celtic seems to be going on apace. It's said that the two clubs are close to finalising a deal for around about 2.8 million, and that a work permit has been obtained by Celtic if the signing does go through, and also there would be plans for a medical for Kuhn on Saturday or Sunday if things continue to go well as they are currently. So obviously when that gets finalised, I'll do a wee update video regarding that and any other transfer stories. Currently nothing else definite for coming in or out of Celtic, but as always things are very fast moving, usually at this time of year. So thanks for listening, thanks for watching, goodbye, and hail hail.